These exchanges and input of migrant communities, I believe, has made Ireland a better place. There is a richness that comes with diversity. There is an added vibrancy that comes from multiculturalism. The social space has become deeper and wider with the introduction of new languages, cultures, religions, and experiences. And in general, the price to be paid in racist tension has been fairly minimal. In this regard, I want to take this opportunity to commend the Irish government for its recent appointment of the Minister of State for Integration, as this hopefully points to a shift in focus from admission to incorporation. If you look at the recent 30th Parliamentary Convention, when they convened the Parliament, you have 166 TDs, but not one member in the TD, in the Parliament, is a member of the immigrant community, despite the fact that the immigrant community constitutes 10% of this population. We need to get active. People need to get involved, even in political activity, to ensure that your interests are represented at the highest levels of government. And I need to commend Mayor Rotimi Adebare of Portlaoise and Dr. Taiwo Martin of Ennis, two young Nigerians who contested. Adebare, when he came in here, made sacrifices, went out to the community, reached out, and they saw it fit to vote him in as a councillor and honored him again this year as a mayor. It's a fantastic thing. He has changed a lot of perceptions about Nigeria, his hard work, his enterprise. And we look to all of each and every one of you to also be encouraged to get involved in the community as well. It is important, ladies and gentlemen, that we remember where we come from and that we stay in touch with our roots. Integrate too, but remember where you come from. This is becoming more critical, especially in this day and age when so many Nigerians now living in the diaspora. There is a need for Nigerians to ensure that their children remain acquainted with their rich African traditions. In this regard, I want to use this opportunity to commend and appreciate the tremendous efforts of the President of the Igbo community in Ireland, Mr. Steve Orji, for his role and foresightedness in celebrating the New Yam Festival in Ireland on an annual basis for the last 3 years. It has spread to all the regions. It's bringing out our culture. The Irish, ladies and gentlemen, come there and they get involved and they see where we're coming from, that we have a rich culture as well. You know, I remember seeing the priest in one of the New Yam Festival, and he came up to me, he said, look, he loves these people, that they remind him, the culture reminds him of the Irish culture. I don't know what aspect he saw, but he saw something that reminded him. And it engenders us to them. Is Mr. Steve Orji here? Please, maybe you can start for recognition. My brother, thank you. I commend the efforts of the various groups who have kept alive Nigeria's rich cultural activities, bringing them to the attention of our Irish hosts. Again, I commend the Edo group. Madam Liberty, she's at the back there. Edo, Madam, God bless you. Many happy occasions we have, both Irish and Nigerian. She's at the forefront with her group and her troupe, and they do Nigeria, Edo culture very proud. Madam, we recognize you. There's also Aima Ndeye from Aqua Cross. I don't know whether she's here, but she's also played a very good role there. The Ogun indigenous group in Ireland, led by Tunji Idowu. Mr. Idowu, are you here? We recognize you. We thank you. Thank you very much. There's also the Benin Union, our wonderful Edo songstress, Bridgie. I don't know whether Bridgie is here. God bless you, Bridgie. We thank you. That is one lady that carries her culture high. We thank you. Our producers, actors, and performing artists, Mr. Bisi Adibun and Kunle Animashao. I don't know whether it's Animashao, thank you. Very active in the arts. I want to commend the efforts of all our Nigerian compatriots, every one of you here, who through your sweat and hard work are worthy ambassadors of Nigeria. The doctors, the nurses, the Nigerian taxi drivers, the pastors, the small-scale entrepreneurs who own barbing shops, the journalists, the publishers, Annie Nzekwe of Exclusive Magazine, Yinka Odeajo of Bold and Beautiful, City Guardian, Chinedu of Metro Area, every one of you making your contributions to put food on the table for your family and ensuring your children are better off than yourselves. I recognize the contributions of our shopkeepers in Moore Street and restaurateurs, our own Nigeria supermarket, Kimex and Bindok. I don't know whether Madam Kimex is here. Kimex and Bindok, who seem to be among the major Nigerian actors that are trying to reverse the trade figures, which are very heavily weighed in favor of Ireland. Ireland does 150 million euro into Nigeria, exports, pharmaceuticals, dairy products. From Nigeria, only about €1 million. We need to get active on that, but Kimex, Bindok, they're playing their part. We commend them. Every one of you deserves to be recognized and applauded. Finally, in closing, I want to commend and thank the worthy members of the Nigerian Embassy here, both home-based and locally recruited, who work very hard to ensure that they deliver an efficient service to the Nigerian community here in Ireland. I think I will start with my colleague, Mr. Ishaya. Please, if you could just stand. The Minister in charge of political and visa matters. Mrs. Betso in charge of passports. She's our counselor. If you have any passport problem, you see her. Hold her. We have Mr. Bamali. Mr. Bamali is our head of chancery. And then we have Mrs. Zakwa. Mrs. Zakwa there, yes. Our financial attaché, Sheikh Abubakar. Thank you very much. All our locally recruited staff at the back there, I can see some of them. And especially Mr. Ame. Mr. Ame, please, if you could come in. Yes, Mr. Ame is in the passport section. And I've been here since March, and I must say that I get a lot of complaints about what goes on in the passport section, this and that. But nobody has ever said that the gentleman took money. And I really want to commend this young man for the role he has played in fact, keeping Nigerian houses problems to the minimum. He works very hard and is very honest. We want to commend you. We commend you. My brother, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will all play our part to give service to all of you. Since I came in, we've made a few changes. By the grace of God, my staff came to me that Ogaluko, this cost here for the Nigerian population is very high. I said, okay, is there a way we can reduce the cost? And I set up a committee, and they came back with a recommendation which we took back to headquarters. And we were able to drop down the prices of the cost of replacement, reissues, and endorsements by about 50%. Across the board. The funds come in, they go into the Federation account, and we pay the money over to New York. So if there's any way we can assist our Nigerians here who are working hard, struggling in any way, government has enough money, let the our Nigerian people here have some alleviation from the problems of finance, then let's do it. but we're able to do that. I also came in and saw that women, when they come in, they're not allowed to go into the consular section because of certain problems of blockage of toilets. And I found that it was very distasteful. You have an embassy, you see the women and the children hanging on the streets. So again, I called my officers. How can we tackle this? We can't have our women and children out on the streets. We're able to get a room just at the back of the consular room. We've gone in there, refurbished, removed the dry rot, repainted, putting down tiles. From next week, the women and the children will be able to go in there and be protected from the elements. It's all about the way we take ourselves. If we don't respect ourselves and love ourselves, how will the Irish or the foreigner love us? We have to love ourselves. We have an open door policy now in the mission. The mantra is that we treat all our Nigerians humanely and respectfully. You come into the embassy, you'll be treated with respect. We have improved the fascia of the embassy in the last 5 months so that you'll have an embassy that will be proud of. And in the last 5 months, I've made sure that there's a greater engagement with our Nigerians. Anything that I'm invited to where I can project Nigeria, I will attend. Okay, now. I will come. We will stand up for Nigerians. Anytime we will stand up for Nigerians. It's the time where things happen to our Nigerians and we sit back behind the walls has passed. Mr. Woya, who was shot dead, we discovered an article in the newspaper about his death. And right next to it is a story in the Irish Times about drug dealers. We took it up with the Irish Times. We took it up with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. How do you, a young man that was shot in his own home, shot to death, you want to portray it as if he's a drug dealer? The gentleman has not even been buried. His family has not been allowed to grieve. And you're putting out this kind of a story. We won't accept it. We wrote a rejoinder to the Irish Times. We will take it up. We will stand by our people. Our people are valuable to us. We will not allow them to be treated in any fashion. I want to recognize the role of my predecessors in the mission who improved the mission in refurbishments. I want to also thank Joshua Tassier, Dr. Rumba, who has done his bit. He's very well known in the entertainment community here. And when we tapped on him, he dropped everything to be here for us. We want to thank him. He's a true Nigerian. God bless you. All members of the staff of the embassy who have contributed in no small measure in bringing these arrangements to a successful conclusion. I thank the cultural group that will entertain for all of you, ladies and gentlemen, in advance. I thank those of you who have come from far and near and asked for the celebrations to begin. As you go home, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time. I wish you journey's mercies as you return to your respective homes. Thank you, and God bless you.
That's not good enough, people. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. That is what you call a rallying cry. I love 2007. You can see the change in the air. Oh my God. Come on, appreciate Mr. Amoubi. Come on, appreciate Mr. Amoubi. Yes, yes. You can stand up if you love to. That would be fantastic. Appreciate Mr. Amoubi. He probably is embarrassed by it. Thank you. What I want to